Please fasten your seatbelt.
This picture here I'm showing you tells a story that's very unique. And uniqueness of this story is this, and it really what I'm really talking about, and it really, to be practical with you, I'm almost choked up talking about it because it goes back to the time when Joe Weider put me on the cover as the first black guy on the cover of a national physique magazine. And I'll never forget this. Most of you guys weren't even born when this picture was taken. This picture was taken almost 60 years ago. And this is a time where something like this, most of you never dreamed how it was in this country at that time. You know, you just didn't put black people on the covers of magazines at that time. And I'll never forget, that's why I love this man so, and that's why I'm so endearing to him, because people say today, that angers me so much, he's in it for the money. He never was in it. He made money, but he never was in it for the money. He loved this sport. And being fair and square meant so much to him. And I'll never forget the time when he says, Leroy, I'm going to put you on the cover. And I said, come on. You know, I mean, stop it, Joe. He said, no, you deserve to be on the cover. I said, sure. So one day I was in the back room, I was working in the shipping department with Joe. Joe was working, it was 16 Hopkins Avenue, Jersey City. And Joe was, and I was in the shipping department, working in the shipping department. And Joe came and said, okay, Leroy, meet me down at the beach in 2 hours. I said, well, what for? There you go, because Joe treated me like, not like an employee. I mean, he treated me like I was one of his partners. The guy is just fantastic. I love the guy so, I mean, he's just a terrific human being. And I get so annoyed when I have people that don't appreciate this man, because this man made bodybuilding. He glamorized bodybuilding and took it out of the dumps. He made bodybuilding something people look up to. But to get away from that, let's get back to this picture. This is a first. This is a first. And Joe Weider said, we'll go down to the beach. I went, and I was very reluctant, because I'm the type of guy, I'm very, you know, confrontational when it comes to things like this. I said, what, are you playing with me? You know, because Joe and I used to argue like we were two friends. Joe never made me think that I could possibly get fired by talking back to him. I'm always amazed by that. In any case, we'll go down to the beach, and there was Joe's photographer, Lon Hannigan. He took all the pictures for the muscle magazines. And Joe said, okay, Leroy, strike up your poses. And I'm saying, what the hell is this? I'm still like, so I did the poses, and that was it. And I came back to the factory, not the factory, the office. And about a week later, Joe come and said, how do you like the proofs? I was like stunned. I said, Joe, your accountant said you're gonna lose money. Joe said, I'm not interested in that. He said, you deserve to be on the cover. And you know, that struck me so. To the day I die, I'll never get over that. Because at that time, Joe had a big competitor called Bob Hoffman that was trying to crush him in the bodybuilding business. And you would think that Joe would take a gamble of putting a black guy on the cover at that time, because, you know, he knew that he was going to lose sales, especially in the southern part of the country. But he did it anyhow. And to this day, and I'm the only guy now around. I'm the last of the Mohicans, they call it. Because all of the people that were working for Joe in that period are all gone. It's just Joe and I. And I just feel so, I mean, matter of fact, I get kind of emotional. I hate to be emotional, because Joe has stuck with me from the time I was 17 years old. And I remember that without him, I would be nobody. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Joe made Arnold. Joe introduced Arnold to the world, and Arnold took it from there. That's all Joe could do for anybody. But if you really want to get somewhere in bodybuilding, Joe is behind you. Joe loves bodybuilding. And I really, really believe that the reason he is still going at this age is because of bodybuilding. He loves it. And he got a little angry at me because before I went on vacation, and Joe hated that motorcycle. He kept saying, I don't want you riding that motorcycle, because Joe thought that I was going to be the next, you know, big thing. I said, Joe, come on. So anyhow, I rode the motorcycle, and I got my ankle severed. And that was the end of my competition. And Joe was so disappointed in me. To this day, he said, I told you not to ride that motorcycle. Because he used to call me the monster. He says, when he would have a meeting in his office, and he said, Leroy, come back here. Come on back here, monster. And I took off my shirt, and the guy said, wow, look at this guy. And it was just such a great feeling that this man had such a love for this sport. And it wasn't something in there he was looking to see the next dollar he'd make. And the world don't appreciate it because, you see, this cover was monumental because nobody would have done it in that time except him. And he did lose money on the cover. The cover didn't sell like most covers would sell because it was just some of the newsstands in the southern part of the country wouldn't even display it. And I felt sort of guilty that he was losing money because of me. And I told him, I said, Joe, don't do it for me. You know, Joe said, no, I'm doing it for bodybuilding. And boy, I tell you, to my dying day, I'll always love and respect that man.